This is Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Monday. It is late in the day on Monday. It is the 30th of September on a Monday. And this is, I don't know what video. So we're not even going to think about that. Welcome. How is everybody? It has been a day. I don't know where the day goes. It's like after 4 o'clock and I feel like I have achieved absolutely nothing today. I cleaned up the kitchen this morning. Dan did dishes last night. And I used the did dishes lightly because he put the food away and he loaded the dishes in the dishwasher. He never wipes down anything. So I cleaned the kitchen this morning. That was the first thing I did. And then I ran to Hobby Lobby because one of the colors, DMC colors that I need for the retreat project, has been on back order for a couple of months. So I needed 13 more skeins, and I'm running out of time. Retreat is in under a week and a half. So I went to Hobby Lobby this morning and I got the DMC that I needed, and maybe a few other things that I didn't need but brought home anyway. And I made a little vignette over in the fall vignette over in the corner of the kitchen, and I texted Dan a picture of it, and I didn't hear from him, and I didn't hear from him, and I didn't hear from him. So I finally called him, and he didn't answer the phone. So I gave up and was going on about my business, and he finally called me, and he told me that Verizon is having some sort of an issue and text messages are not going through. So I forgave him for not responding to my text message. So I did that, and then I had my very first pedicure today. 64 years old. I've never had a pedicure. But my what do we call them these days? Stylist? We'll go with stylist. My stylist is starting to do manis and pedis, and I have gross toes. So she talked me into doing a pedicure, try and get rid of the calluses, and so that's what I did. I went this afternoon, and an hour and a half later I came out with pretty toes. Not really. They're still not pretty, but they're prettier than they were. She worked on the calluses, and apparently I had trauma to one of my toenails, and she was working on that toenail. So, and then I got home and messed around with the dogs a little bit, and now it's 4 o'clock, and I was thinking it was only like 2. I just don't know where the time goes these days. So here I am right now. I'm going to give you a little bit of a stitching update. I have not been stitching much because it is almost retreat. It has been a very frustrating retreat. I still do not have the project from the designer. I don't have the model. I was sent information on fabric and floss, so now that I have that DMC, I have the fabric and I have the floss. Well, I don't have the called for fabric because they used R&R, and I couldn't get it. So I chose my own fabric, and so the fabric is all cut and ready. I've got the floss now. I've got other projects that I was doing for retreat done. Still a lot to do, but I can't do it until I have the chart. So there's that. I'm a little concerned. I may be up in my room at retreat doing these things instead of down in the stitching room. But it is what it is, and I'm not going to stress about it anymore. There's nothing I can do. It's out of my hands. So, let's see. So not much for stitching because I've been working on last minute retreat things. But I do have progress on 4 different things. I was going to answer a question I had in the comments from last time. Michigan Stitcher asked what fabric I used for the dancer chart that I did. That was the reindeer with hanging from the key. I used the called for, which is 32 count basalt gray Lugana, and that is it's a gray blue. There's a lot of blue in it. Beautiful, beautiful fabric, easy to work with. It has the painted on like polka dots, but they're kind of random and not perfectly round polka dots. It's very pretty fabric. Highly recommend it. Then I wanted to say thanks to all of you for your lovely comments on Kate's stitching and on my stitching. We appreciate it greatly. She gets a little kick out of it. So I want my sincere thanks for your comments, your lovely comments on all that. Our refrigerator has kind of, for years, we've struggled to have enough ice. And now all of a sudden it's like, and it keeps going. It's just making so much ice that we can't, we're just throwing it down the drain because we can't keep up with it. And I don't know if you can hear that in the background or not, but anyway, it's kind of gone crazy. I don't know what's going on. And let's see. Finally, what was my thought there? Oh, monogamous stitching. A lot of you think I can do it. Becky thought Becky said she thought she could be there to watch me patiently work on one project for 4 days. I don't think patience is going to have anything to do with it. It's going to be sheer determination and wanting to prove because the people around that I stitch with and that I've gone to retreat with for years don't think I can do it. So if I do it, it'll just be out of sheer spite to prove that I could do it. So I'm sure I can. If I bring nothing else, I could do it because I'd have nothing else to do. But I probably will bring a backup plan just in case something were to happen. Pop gets spilled on the first one or something. Just I'll have a backup, but I think I'm going to keep it up in the bedroom rather than bring it to the stitching room, and that way I won't be as tempted to fudge. Although I suppose you could fudge up in your room, but the lighting is bad, so I won't. I won't fudge. If I say if I say that I have done it, it will be because I have actually done it. So anyway, you guys can join me in a monogamy challenge for those 4 days. It's the 10th through the 13th. See if you can do it. See if you can do it. I'm going to do it. I am. So, anyway, let's start with I worked on a couple of older things. So let me start with the things you've seen most recently, which would be Lottie Da's Love Abide. This is the one I had the big error on, and I had to kind of rearrange things a little bit. I made some personal design choices. And I've been working on the last house in the row. I am almost done. I have to finish the roof and the windows, a couple of the windows, and the door, and then the front stoop. So, and the chimney. So, but I'm almost done, as Kate would say. I'm almost finished. Anyway, this is the house that I'm currently working on right over here on this end. And that's what the whole piece so far looks like. So that's not bad progress considering I really haven't stitched a whole lot. A couple hours during Zoom on last Saturday and last Monday. And a couple nights this week. That's about it. So that was number one. The next thing that you've seen more recently is Beloved. And again, it looks like this. And I'm just doing, I may try and, no, I don't know. I'm not going to say that. My plan is just the birds. I have plenty of fabric if I decide to do something else, but it wouldn't be the entire thing. Let's see which way is up. Very little progress on this, but there is progress. So there we have it. And I put the purples in here and some more of the blue-green. So lots of color changes in there. You wouldn't think so, but those petals are two different colors. You can't really see it on the screen, but they're two different colors. There's two different, there's just quite a few color changes, so it does slow you down when you have to do that. Okay, so I was looking for something the other day, and I ran across this one, Garden Fair from Courtney Collection. So I worked on it a little bit because it called my name. Let me get it so you can see the whole thing. So it looks like that. And I just worked on this part here a little bit more. Not a ton, but a little bit. Just a little. And last but not least, I ran across this one too when I was looking for something, and the thing that holds me back on this one is it's three colors. It's Panoply of Posies. And I chose my own colors to look like this because the real colors look nothing like this. And I wanted it more like this. And I had a Valdani color that I liked for the brownish color. And it got separated from the pack. And I haven't been able to find it, and I have tried, I don't know, probably six different colors. I currently have a Dinky Dyes color in there, but I don't care for it. So I'm going to stop on that. And so what I worked on was this down here and then this motif. And I only worked on it like a couple hours last night, so I may work on it tonight. I don't have anything currently pressing. The allergies are killing me. My nose just itches. I can only take an allergy tablet every other day, otherwise it messes with the crystals in my ears and I get really dizzy. So, okay, where are we at? There we are. There we're at. So, working on this motif. It's still got some more down here, and then I had like that much done of this red band here. So I did that. Not bad for a couple hours. And I may work on it tonight. We'll just have to see. So that is it for my stitching update. Like I said, it was not. The rest of this is just going to be chit chat. So if you're not interested in any kind of chit chat, you may go on about your day, and I hope you have a good one, and thank you for watching the first part. I appreciate it. So I know you're all anxious to see the pantry. I'm not ready to show it yet. I did start moving food in, but it's a longer, slower process than what one might think, because you just really I don't want to be throwing everything in there and then go, oh no, I don't really like that there, and have to move things 20 times. So I'm trying to really think through what I'm doing and where I'm putting things. And then I keep running out of, I've had to order some storage things, and I keep running out of storage things. So I've had to wait. I have to wait now until I think Wednesday. I get my next order of things that I need for storage, and then I can work on it a little bit more. But I almost have everything out of the library where I was keeping all of my food stuff. I have a couple of bins downstairs in the basement that contain not food items, but dishes and things like that were in the china hutch that used to be out in the dining room. And so I need to help Dan bring them upstairs and then decide, am I keeping it? One thing about this is they've been packed away for 1.5 years. Which begs the question, do you really need it then? Maybe it's time to get rid of some of it. Or maybe not. I have some cream-colored dishes that I like, but they're very heavy, so I don't use them so much for eating. I use them more for decorating. And then I have some black and white toile or transferware, whichever way you want to go. And I have some red and white transferware dishes. So, and I'm still very fond of those. So I don't know if they'll get unpacked or whether I'll just keep them in bins and take them back downstairs. But so I've got to sort through all that stuff too, and that's going to take me a while. And then Dan's been making some. When we started this project, for some reason, For some reason, we had a pantry that he had built in the kitchen, okay? And when we started the project, for some reason, he started by tearing that out. Technically, it could have waited until now to tear it out. And part of the reason why I didn't want it was I have very little countertop in here. So I wanted to be able to extend the countertop all the way to the wall rather than to the pantry. And so it's been sitting there looking ugly. So we've made some improvements. It's not a permanent improvement, but it will make working in the kitchen a little easier and easier on the eye. So, what am I doing? I was going to stitch while I'm blathering on. So he's made some improvements. I would still like him to paint the wall just to match the, this color, because right now it's not painted. And I'd like him to put trim around the door. And I would like that done before I do the pantry reveal, but I don't know if that will. I don't know if that will happen or not. So we'll see. So I am working on it though. I did decide. I have this big blue thick binder of recipes that I can never find the recipe I'm looking for. It's like an exercise in futility when I go looking for a recipe. So Dan said, well, surely there's some sort of a digital recipe thing you can do. And so I went looking because I was sure there was one too. So I went looking and I downloaded one. It's free for the first 20 recipes, and then you have to pay for it. And of course, they don't tell you how much it's going to be when you go to pay for it. So I've got, I think, 2 more recipes I can put into it, and then I'm going to have to decide whether I want to pay for the app or not. That's not what I want. You don't want to listen to my Audible book. Well, maybe some of you do want to listen to my Audible book. I don't know. But it's not that great. I don't really care for the narrator. That can make or break a book. The narrator, the person reading it. And this is one that I probably should have brought some scissors over. This is one that no. I don't care for her. It's also, is there, there. They're not embroidery scissors, but they're scissors. Narrators, make or break. It jumps back and forth between a male and a female narrator, and for some reason I don't care for male narrators. I just don't. So, but it was I think it was either free or 1 credit for like 3 or 4 books, so I'm not going to complain too much. It keeps me company in the car, which is what its purpose is. Yes, I'm a licker. So, okay, what else? Oh, let's see. We got our new roof, sort of. They came. I got a message from Mark, the guy that owns the company, saying that they would be delivering the shingles to the roof on Friday. And then they would start on Saturday if he could get a crew in, or on Monday. This was last week. So I came home from work on Thursday, and there were shingles in my driveway, not on my roof, and it was only Thursday and not Friday. So I texted Mark, and I told him, hey, shingles are here. They're in my driveway. And he texted back, OMG. So they weren't supposed to be on the thing. And then, oh my. Oh, that's right. I made a boo-boo. I'm going to have to fix that. So then he texted me again and said that they delivered him to the driveway because of liability. Because my roof is not, it's a bugger. Has many angles and sharp, steep angles. And so they said no, they weren't going to risk their people by putting them up on the roof. The flip side of that is there's been a lot of theft of roofing materials this summer because there's so many roofs that need to be fixed. So he had me park on the other side of, Mark did, not Dan. Mark had me park on the half of the driveway without the shingles, and he asked that Dan park across the back of the driveway to kind of disguise the fact that there was, a ton of shingles sitting there. So we did. I parked in the driveway, and Dan parked across the driveway, and the shingles were still there. So the crew showed up bright and early on Friday, but the problem is I did not have a plan in place for what to do with the dogs on Friday. Because I knew the bang, bang, banging would, I would come home and Remy would be a cowering mass of fur in a corner somewhere, and we'd probably never get her out of that corner ever again. So, and then there was another factor involved. I had noticed that Rags hadn't eaten. She didn't eat dinner Friday night. Not altogether unusual. Sometimes she will skip a meal. But she didn't, so that was Wednesday night. She didn't eat Thursday morning, didn't eat Thursday night. So I was getting concerned. I couldn't even get her to take a drink on Friday morning. She was not interested in even taking a drink of water. She didn't care if I put bacon bits on her food. She was not interested. So I was a little concerned that something was going on, and she was just acting not very good. Kind of lethargic. There was no pep in her step. Granted, she's 15 years old, so her pep is a little less than it used to be. But she still has some pep. And so I thought the solution to my problem was I would take them to work. But that didn't work out so well. And then Rag started throwing up. So I ended up taking her to the vet Friday afternoon, and she was dehydrated and running a fever. He put her on some antibiotic, gave her some fluids, told me to call him if she wasn't feeling better within a couple of days. I'm not sure she's feeling better. She's still very, very quiet. So I don't think she's feeling better. But I ended up, like I said, going home early. She did try and eat the FedEx man Friday. I had gone to the bathroom. And of course, the FedEx man decided to show up the 2 minutes that I was in the bathroom. And Melanie, not realizing that when I'm out of Rag's line of sight, gets a little bit unstable mentally. And she tried to eat the, poopy. She tried to eat the FedEx man. So he probably will never come back. So I decided that, we were just going to go to the vet and then come home. And the dogs were fine as long as I was with them. So it worked out okay in the end. But I still don't think she's feeling good. I think I've mentioned it before. I have not had a dog get old before. 12 was the oldest I've ever had, and it was, I ended up having to put them asleep for a sudden onset of something, whether it was, one maxed out on her diabetic medicine, and was just not able to control her bladder anymore. So there were various assorted reasons why I've never had to deal with an elderly dog. I didn't realize that an older dog can get dementia. But apparently they can get lost in a corner, and not be able to figure out how to get out of that corner, which I find very sad. So I'm having trouble dealing with that. Not that I want her to go suddenly either. I've just not ever had this experience where, you wake up almost every morning and you reach out to touch her to make sure she's still breathing. So I'm not enjoying this experience. I just thank God that she's still here. I keep telling her she can't die. So when she gets sick like this, it makes me very stressed out. And I'm not sure, I'm going to be gone for 4 days, and that is stressing me out also. Dan will take good care of her, but it's not the same as being there. So we got that going on with her. Abby and family have, I think, everything that's possible with the exception of COVID. Hayden had the stomach and intestinal crap this weekend. Abby's got, I almost want to say it's a virus complicated by a sinus infection, but she's just got rivers of goo. So she's on an antibiotic. So far, Reese is doing okay. I figure if they can make it to tomorrow, they may escape the pukey flu, but I don't know. And then Adam and family have had COVID, so we haven't seen anyone for a few weeks. Adam texted last night and he wanted to know if they could pop over, and I keep in mind he just had it last Monday. He started feeling sick a week ago Sunday, so he took the Paxlovid. Marcia had it prior to him. The girls haven't shown any symptoms, and so he thought they would just pop over, and I was like, nope, sorry, can't do it. I have retreat I need to be healthy for. So we haven't seen them either. Did see Mel and Kate Friday though, for a couple hours. And let's see, I'm hoping everyone is healthy at retreat. I am. And let's see, Marketplace. My last package arrived Saturday. So I can finish the last 4 people's orders and get those sent out to them. It's been in kind of a... It has not been fun dealing with all of this stuff. It just never runs quite the way I wish it would, for one reason or another. But it's all straightened out now. So if you haven't heard from me and you ordered stuff from Marketplace, it's because I've been waiting for these straggler things to come in. So you should be hearing from me Tuesday, if not Tuesday, then Wednesday. And what else is new at the shop? We had stitching Saturday. It was a fairly small group, which is sometimes very nice. I didn't have a... That's not true. I had stuff to do. I just chose to visit with the stitchers on Saturday a little bit more than what I normally do. Normally I work while they're stitching, but I decided I would just visit with them. So I had a nice visit, and again, just a reminder, retreat is coming October 10th through the 13th. Sherry and I need to get together and figure out when she wants to cover for me. Because I'm gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So maybe I'll have her do Thursday and Saturday. Although, based on this past week, was super quiet, which was awesome because I had some stretching to get done, and I was able to do that. Saturday was busy though, but Thursday and Friday were quiet, which was, like I said, awesome. Okay, I guess that's right. Let's see. So I had someone call and ask me if I could frame a monster truck. And I'm like, well, I don't think I am up for that right now. I'm still playing catch up with everything else. So I took a pass on that, but it would have been an interesting project. I'm not, when I hear monster truck, I'm thinking, monster truck, but obviously that's not what he wanted. It was probably a toy truck, maybe? I don't know. So hopefully he found someone that could do it for him. I was not going to take that on at this time. And let's see, anything else I know on shop business? Got some new fabric in from Bestitch Me. I've got to get it in the computer. Had a nice visit with Pat at Lakeside. a week or so ago. She's had a lot going on. So I more or less told her that, you know, she had other customers pushing for fabric, that she could put me on the back burner. I was okay with that. I didn't want to stress her out any more than I could tell she already was. And it's not like I don't have fabric. I do. So I told her I can wait. It's fine. And I've got an order in with I'm going to need to pause you for a minute. Okay. My battery was dying. I needed to plug the computer in. Yeah, I got an order. I have an order in with Atomic Ranch. I have an order in with Needle Bling. And I need to get an order together for Seraphim. Because I'm running low on a couple colors, but so I can wait. No big deal. I have learned patience over the last few years. And that's probably about it for shop news, I think. I still am not 100%. Decided on the peacock for my monogamous stitch. I have a couple other contenders that would be just as nice to stitch on. But I don't know. I got to get it out and look at it again. And I should do that sooner rather than later, because I think last minute I'm going to be pretty busy, which I absolutely hate, because then you go into retreat being all flustered, and I don't want to go into retreat being all flustered. But that's probably how it's going to be. Connie may not get to come, and that's upsetting. So if you're of a praying sort of person and want to say a prayer for her significant other Kit, prayers for healing, that would be great. And yeah, let's see, I still can't talk about what might be going on in the family, because I don't want to talk about it until it's a done deal. And so I don't know that. Have you watched any of the new shows that have been premiering? I watched that High Potential, which I kind of like. And I watched Murder in a Small Town, and Dan and I both agreed that you cannot understand most of what the male lead says. I don't know if it's their sound person or if he mumbles, but a lot of what was said in the show we didn't get. I don't know. It might have been a really good show, but you couldn't hear it so well. This string is bothering me. You think these are big enough? Oh, yeah. What else have I watched that was new. The newest version of Baywatch. What is it called? Rescue. It's Rescue something. It's on Fox. I've watched that. It's okay. I watched the premiere of The Voice with Snoop Dogg. I'm just going to say this. I miss Blake. I don't mind Snoop Dogg, but I miss Blake. I wish he would come back. I'm a Michael Bublé fan, so I don't mind, he's okay. But if Blake said, Michael, if you go, I'll come back, I'd say, bye-bye, Michael. We'll see ya. It's not very nice of me, but I miss Blake. I can't watch, what is it? 911? Can't watch that. Dan won't let me watch it when he's home. There was an episode a couple seasons ago where, I don't know, frogs were falling out of the sky and someone got one in their throat, stuck in their throat. And he said that was it. He was not watching that show ever again. It was too fake and phony. So I can't watch it when he's around, so I have to wait and watch it on the nights when he's teaching. So I haven't seen the Bees one yet. I'm sure he would think that was a little fake and phony too. I watch TV to escape, though. I don't necessarily want it to be realistic all the time. Well, I'm going to finish this, maybe. Finish this motif, and then I'll probably stick a fork in it and call it good. I don't think I have Zoom tonight, so I'll probably, I might work on this one. I might work on Beloved. I might try and finish up the house on Love Abide. So, I don't know what I'm going to work on. Something. I will work on something. So let me ask you, have you ever had a pedicure? I have pretty ugly feet. And so I have always avoided it. But like I said, my hairstylist is now doing them, so I'm comfortable with her. It's not like she's never seen my feet before because I wear sandals 99% of the time. She did a good job. So do you do pedicure routinely? Just every now and again? Special occasion? I'm kind of getting to the age where I think I probably need to do it more regularly. Which, can you do it more regularly when you've only ever done it once? I don't know. But maybe I should start doing it regularly. They recommended every 6 to 8 weeks, and they recommended, because I've got some pretty bad calluses built up. So I'm supposed to put Vaseline on my feet at night to help keep those calluses soft. Which I can do. I told them I could do that. They also wanted me to, what is that called? Use an emery and work on the callus to keep it from getting worse again. Because they couldn't take care of it completely due to how, they're old calluses. They wouldn't be able to walk if they worked it down too much, but so they'd like me to work on that a little bit too, but I just kind of laughed and said I can do the Vaseline. We're just gonna go with that one. It's gotten windy out. We're supposed to get, it's like 80, in the 80s, almost 90 today. And then tomorrow we're supposed to drop into the 70s, I think. And then we go back into the 80s and 90s. I think October is supposed to be a very warm, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. No, I am not. I like it this way, but man, I'm tired of hearing people talk about, I wish it would cool down. And about the time it cools down, you're going to be wishing for summer. So it can stay like this. I'm perfectly okay with a cool day thrown in once in a while. So tomorrow we're going to have a coolish day, and then it's going to warm back up again. And I'm good with that. Very good with that. So are you cooling down where you're at? Those poor people that were in the path of that hurricane. My gosh. The destruction was just, I can't even watch most of it. It just makes me sick to my stomach to think of all the damage and the lives lost. And that's why I've always said I'd rather be in Tornado Alley than in a place with hurricanes, because the hurricanes are bigger and water is so destructive. I would rather do a tornado than a hurricane. So my prayers are for everyone who's been affected by, Helene. And I hear there's another one heading that same way. So continuing prayers. I'm sure you're in the throes of cleanup, but don't stick around for this next one if it looks like it's heading towards you. Get the heck out of Dodge. Mother Nature is definitely pissed off. So it's windy out because it's blowing in that cool front. And I've got the window open. Most of my screens are damaged from the hailstorm. They haven't been fixed yet. I have a window in the pantry that the screen is on the inside, so it's not damaged, so I have that window open and the doors rattling because of it. So I might have to go shut it. It shouldn't be open anyway because of the allergies. They are real this year. All right, I have finished that motif, and I have talked for almost an hour. Dan should be home shortly. We're just having we're having, what's the word? Leftovers tonight. There. All done. And I think I can just move over to the right and do the next. Where's that picture? Yep, I can just move over to the right. That's the one I just finished, right there. So I can move over to the right and do this, and that, and then drop down and do this. So I'm avoiding all this brownish looking color because I don't like the color that's in there. And I'm probably going to rip that out, and I don't know what I'll do. Look for another color. But yeah. Did I get interrupted when I was talking about the recipes? I downloaded a thing. You can put 20 recipes in it before you have to pay, and I've got 19 in there. It's kind of tedious. I don't have to type them all in. I can just take a picture. But I just decided that this big huge binder, it's about that thick, it's time for it to go away. It takes up a lot of room. So I'm gonna slowly be adding my pictures or my recipes. I'm not gonna like throw them away because, you know, technology is what it is. And it doesn't always work. So I'm not going to throw them away, but I'm going to remove them from the kitchen area and store them elsewhere. So it's not taking up precious real estate in the kitchen. That was the end of that story that I think I forgot to tell you. So now I'm going to be done. I'm hoping you all have a wonderful week. And I'm going to try to do a chart of the day video for next Monday. But I'm not going to make any promises because, again, when I get those charts, I'm going to have a lot to do. We like to package everything up really nice and pretty, especially if Connie doesn't get to come. I will have quite a bit that I'm doing. So you can look for it. If I'm going to do one, I'll have it done on Monday. But otherwise, it'll be 2 weeks before I see you again. And I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks and get lots of stitching done. So you take care until then. Stay healthy. Bye.